welcome back to my channel. I am Kayla, aka Natty K, and in today's video we are going to be talking about my fitness journey. For those of you that's been here or have known me for a while now, you know this is not my first time on a fitness journey. However, majority of the journeys that I've been on, I've only been on really like 2, but out of the 2 that I've ever been on, they've always been very successful for me. But a lot has changed since the last one that I went on. The last fitness journey where I went to lose probably I think about 20 pounds was back in 2020. I was trying to actually lose 30 pounds by my 30th birthday at that time, and I think I managed to lose around 20 pounds, and I was really excited and happy for myself that I accomplished that. But then again, I was in my 20s and I am now in my 30s, so things have changed. A couple of things that have happened since then. My life has changed in a lot of different ways, some good and some not so good, but that's okay because that's kind of like how life goes. You're gonna have your ups and your downs, but in the past, because we're now in 2024, so the past 4 years my life has changed drastically from what it was before, but not necessarily in a bad way or 100% in a good way either. But life has changed. My children are older now, they're more active. The past 2 years, I really kind of just was going with the flow of things. Just to give you a little bit of background, both my children are very active in sports, especially throughout the past 2 years. My daughter was in competitive cheer, where we travel all up and down South Florida, Central Florida. My son and my daughter were both on a travel track team going up and down Florida, from South Florida to North Florida. And then on top of that, my son was on a travel football team. So a lot of traveling and stuff was going on. And during this time, we were eating out a lot, staying in hotels. We also were doing a lot of vacationing, as some of you guys seen over on our Day-to-Day Davis channel. And we were just pretty much living life and just going through things. But I gotta be honest with you guys, that took an extreme toll on my body, especially once I hit the age of 30. My metabolism just literally went to nothing. So during that whole time, I was still working out, but my eating habits hadn't changed, and so basically I was not able to outwork my diet. I remember I got a comment, I think it was on the Day-to-Day Davis Instagram, where someone asked me, are you still using your Peloton? And my automatic response was, yeah, of course, like why not? But then I kind of looked at the picture and I was like, dang, like was that like a diss almost? Like was sis asking me, am I working out because I was looking a little round, or was she asking because she was interested? Anyways, I looked at that picture, and when I did my next weigh-in, I was close to almost 200 pounds, and I was like, whoa, pump the brakes. So we gotta do something. I am only 5'3". 200 pounds, I wasn't exactly 200, but I was very close, okay? I was like 10 pounds away. Your girl was 190. That's too close for me. At 5'3", my torso is just too small for that. Like, my body cannot handle that. I was like, but anyways, so I had made a decision at that time, like, hey, we got to do something different. This is just too much on my body. And besides all that, like, I personally didn't like the way I looked at the time, and that really is what made me want to go ahead and do something different. So this was back in May of 2024 where I did that weigh-in, and I weighed close to 200 pounds. We are now towards the end of July. I got 1 more week left, and I'm 13 pounds down. I really went hard in the month of July. I started it in June, but I really went hard in the month of July, and I just want to share with you guys some of the things that I did to kind of get the ball rolling, so that I can not only lose the weight but maintain the weight loss, because that's always been my key in any weight loss journeys. I don't care how quick you lose the weight, but what do you have to do to maintain it? Because if you lose 20 pounds and then you gain 20 pounds at the end of the month, did you even really lose anything? Because your scale is gonna say 0. I was like, and I'll go more into depth about that, about the scale, because there is a certain scale that I use that doesn't just weigh me based on my weight, because I do know that when you start adding in strength training in addition to cardio, your weight will fluctuate to a certain extent, meaning that you're gaining more muscle, and muscle is heavier than fat. So I have a scale that weighs not only my weight just in like my body weight, but it also weighs my water weight, it weighs my fat percentage, muscle percentage, bones, everything. And we'll talk more about that as I go throughout this fitness fitness journey with you guys. But today I just wanted to give you a background and then give you a little basics as to what I've been doing to kind of help. And there's four categories that I want to talk about today. I kind of wrote them down so I don't miss anything. But the four categories that I believe really helped me throughout my journeys in the past as well as today in the present is having a mental connection, a physical connection, spiritual connection, and some routines. Okay, these four things will help you not only lose your weight but also maintain it. Now mind you, throughout life you will be going through some changes. The biggest piece of advice I can give you in your weight loss journey, just to maintaining throughout the year so that you don't have any major setbacks, kind of like what I experienced these past 2 years, is just being aware of where you are in life and making a decision to either be okay with it or not. That's it. Had I still continued to been okay with where I was at back in May, I would have stayed there. But I decided that I wasn't okay with it, and since then I made a change. So just always having awareness of where you are and like physically where you are, what you look like, and also, you know, just in general with the time, because there's going to be times where you're not able to do these things. So you just have to make that mental note that, okay, I'm not where I want to be right now. I'm okay with where I'm at, but you know, moving forward we may need to make a change or something like that. I hope this makes sense, because sometimes my thoughts don't come out the way I think they would through my mouth. But anyways, let's get started. We're gonna start with the spiritual connection. The reason I want to start here is because that is my foundation. Okay, I'm not trying to convert anybody or anything like that. I'm just telling you what my belief is. Okay, and my belief, I have a spiritual connection that I believe is what helps me in almost any area of my life. Back in 2020, I remember I prayed to God and asked him to help me become a morning person, because I did desire to work out, but just the timing was never right for me. Like I couldn't get it done in the afternoons. I wasn't waking up early enough to get a really good workout in the morning, and then I worked throughout the week. So it was like, okay, the weekends, that's it, that's all I got, that's not enough. So I was like, Lord, help me become a morning person. I seen all these people on YouTube that get up like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they making it happen. I don't understand why I can't do that. I want to be able to do that. And so I prayed about it, and then I believed that God was going to answer my prayers, and so I started preparing myself as if I was a morning person. So I started getting my workout clothes ready the night before. I started making sure I went to bed by at least 9 o'clock so that I could get up, because I did the countdown to see, okay, if I want to wake up at this time, like if I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, how early at night do I need to go to bed? Like what'll give me a full 8 hours so I'm not tired in the morning? Like my mind just started to go, you know? And then before I knew it, it became routine, it became habit. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning was nothing. I could do it without an alarm clock at times. Now I still use one, but my body would naturally be ready to wake up around that time. So spiritually, I prayed about it, and I asked for the desire to wake up early. I think a lot of the times, you know, we pray, we don't believe that it's gonna happen, and therefore we don't act like it's gonna happen. Remember, faith without works is dead. You pray for what it is that you want, or the desires of your heart that God will give you, and then you act on it as if you got it, even though technically it didn't happen yet at that time, whatever time it was you prayed for it. But if you act like it's gonna happen, then it's gonna become natural over time for you. Not only that, as a believer of Jesus Christ, I believe, and according to his word, it says that we were already given spiritual blessings like when we were born. I was like, so look in the Bible of what those spiritual blessings are. If you're a Christian or you're a Christian faith, look in the Bible about spiritual blessings and look and see which one of those spiritual blessings is it that you need an increase in. And when you're doing your prayer, your daily prayer time, ask God to increase that. That's something that's already given to you, and you want to access a deeper part of it. Okay? Now, once we move on from our spiritual connection, we're going to go into a mental connection. I kind of mentioned it a little bit in regards to the spiritual connection when I said that I started to act on it. Well, my thinking is what got that triggered. I started looking up videos of people who get up early in the morning and what was their mentality, what was their thought process, how did they think, what did they do? And I started focusing in on that and retraining my mind to kind of think like someone who does that. Not only waking up early, but what do they do? Like what habits do they have that I need to have so that I can be or do these things? And I would tell myself, like, you know, we need to improve our self-discipline. We need to improve our patience. We need to improve our knowledge on the different types of workouts or ways that we can work out. And so that's what I started doing, you know, spiritual blessing wise. I believe self-discipline is a spiritual blessing, and temperance, which is also like patience, if I'm not mistaken. Those are spiritual blessings. So knowing that these are the things that these knowing that these are the mental thoughts that these people who work out in the morning do, those are the things that I ask God for, so that I can have the mentality of someone who is spiritual, or not spiritually disciplined, but you need that too, but someone who is disciplined, self-discipline, self-control, patience, knowledge about workouts. And that's what I did. I have a Peloton, that's what I use, and I started to create a workout routine to help me to get these workouts in. So basically, we'll get into the routines in just a minute, but mentally I started to change my mindset from I want to do this, I wish I could do this, to I am going to do this, I can do this. Through God all things are possible. Like, you know, he gives me the strength. Like, these are the words that I'm saying to myself to get there. These are all happening before I even get on the bike, which is my Peloton to work out, or the mat, which is like, you know, a workout mat to do my strength training. This is the mentality that I'm going through. Spiritually praying for it, mentally working it out in my mind. Then it becomes a physical, where I'm actually getting up to do these things that I say I want to do. This part here is the part where we either do it or we don't. Okay, you physically are going to get up, and you're going to tell yourself you're going to do it. You're going to believe that God is going to help you do it, and you're going to get out there and you're going to do the thing. Okay, so for me, that's where routines became very important, to make sure that I was physically doing these things. So I've been using Peloton now for what, I think I got my Peloton in 2020. My husband bought it for me. He seen me out walking and really taking my exercise fitness journey serious, and decided to buy it. But in 2020 is when I got my Peloton, and I've pretty much been using it ever since. I have the Peloton bike. I have a schedule where I work out at 6 o'clock in the morning, pretty much Monday through Friday. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do cardio on the bike. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do strength training, working out with like weights and stuff, just to kind of mix it up. And because also through knowledge from looking up different videos and reading, I learned that the strength training aspect of using weights is how you sculpt your body into the shape that you want. So if your shape isn't really looking too hot, then you might want to start lifting weights to kind of just round, like, you know, change the sculpting of it, give you that sculpted look, those chiseled arms or those sculpted legs or whatever. The cardio part is just what's going to help you to burn the fat, to make it very loose, but you want to get the weight so that you can strengthen that loose fat into toned muscles. Okay, so that's pretty much why I have like a little mixture of things. And just getting up early in the morning is what helps me to maintain that I do it, because listen, I work full time. I told you guys in my intro, I'm a financial analyst. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a mom. My kids are in activities and sports. You know, I'm married. I have a husband. Listen, y'all, by the time I get off work, I do not have the energy to do anything else. I make that dinner, I watch my shows, and I go to bed, honey. I be tired, and I be tired because I'm up at like 5 o'clock in the morning trying to, you know, get it in. So for me, routines are very, very, very key. And I'm trying to think what else, because I kind of went through my notes pretty quickly here. I hope I wasn't too all over the place. I'll probably do a more specific video breaking down all these pieces, but I just kind of wanted to just throw it out there because I want to get into the accountability part of my fitness journey, where I do weekly and monthly check-ins with you guys, just letting you know where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how's it going. So it's not just me telling you that I'm losing weight, but you physically seeing it in time. That's what I did in 2020 when I started to lose the weight. I started taking pictures. I started posting more on Instagram. I think I started posting about what I was eating, what I was drinking, what I was doing, whether I gained weight or lost weight. And I did like live weigh-ins. Like, I think I did the weigh-ins on, did I do them on Instagram or YouTube? I probably did them on both. So it wasn't just me talking about it, and it was me like actively showing you as it was happening. And honestly, that's like a lot of like, I don't know, like I was like, that was really bold, like putting my weight and stuff out there. But honestly, I'm a person who doesn't mind sharing, especially if it's gonna help someone else. Not only that, I make content based on what I'm interested in, like what I look for out there in like books or in the YouTube world that I'm either not seeing enough of, or I'm not seeing it presented in this way. And to me, that's a lane, that's an avenue, that's an area where I can now serve, because I don't see what I'm looking for. Like, I'm finding pieces here and there, but I don't see the actual substance of what I'm looking for. I was like, so that's why I said I'm gonna go ahead and make my fitness journey, and we're gonna do it again, put it back on YouTube. I'm like, most of the people who I've watched or who I've looked at.
No longer supported on this device.
What?
Here is Silk.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. She all in my business. I didn't even call her name. Anywho, what was I talking? Oh, I was talking about the stuff I see on the tube, because that's what she heard and picked up on. Anyways, but yeah, so like the people who I watch, like they have really good like workout routines and stuff, but they're not like, one, they're not in their 30s. Most of them are like in their 20s, which is cool. I would highly recommend establishing a good workout routine and good eating habits before you hit 30, because honey, when that metabolism kick in, because it's gonna kick in at some point, it will slow you down, okay? But yeah, it's definitely establishing all that in your 20s. But they don't have kids, they're in their 20s. They don't really have like a stable 9 to 5 like I do. So they're getting up at, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning, taking their time, having breakfast, and then going like across town to the gym, and then afterwards having some coffee and meditating. That don't align with me. That is not my life. I was like, but I take the pieces of what they're talking about and I incorporate it into my life. So we'll go more in depth about my routines for how to maintain like your fitness or wellness journey as someone with a much more busier life. Maybe you are a wife, or maybe you're a mom, or maybe you're somebody who actually works like 9 to 5, goes into the office. I go into the office. I go into the office 3 days out of the week. 2 days are hybrid, but not all the time because of the type of work that I do. When we have our final days, or our final project days I should call it, we all have to go into the office. So some days I don't get to work from home, some days it's a full, you know, 4-day week or whatever. So yeah, like we can talk about that type of stuff, and that's really what I'm looking for. So if you guys are watching this video and you're somebody who's on a fitness journey and you actually have someone that you already watch on YouTube that kind of that describes like what I'm saying, like their life is like mine, leave their name in the comment section down below so I can follow them, because I'm looking for more work moms. I should call it work moms, or moms who literally work and do fitness and stuff, and kind of see like what works for them, especially when it comes to like meal planning and stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you, my family, we all don't eat the same things, and I can't eat what they eat on a consistent basis or I'll lose weight. I mean, I'll gain weight. Like just last week, I made like a really good menu plan for dinner for my family, and it worked out so well that I literally had leftovers every day, and I was eating those dinners for leftovers, and I didn't even lose a pound this week. I was like, I wanted to come back on and be like, oh, 14 pounds down. No, your girl's still at 13 pounds from a week ago. Like the last weigh-in was 13 pounds. But I understand that, you know, the food that I ate, it didn't help me in any way. It didn't hurt me because of my working out, my fitness routine. That's what's helping me maintain and not gain. But my nutrition is what's keeping me from gaining as well. So I do these really good workouts, and then I go and I eat these foods, and then it just kind of balances out. That means that my workout routine is very efficient, but the food, you got to bring those calories down so that your workouts can really get you where you need to be. But anyways, we'll focus more on that later. I really didn't want this video to be over 10 minutes. It kind of went over by a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. We'll be back with another fitness routine, or not routine, but another fitness journey talk in a little while, and we'll go in depth about meal planning, like what I'm currently doing. Super easy, super basic stuff. I really don't like to overcomplicate things, and plus I don't got no time for that. I was like, and so we'll go into our routines, meal planning, we'll go into the type of workouts that we do, and this is all from a beginner's standpoint, because in my mind I see myself as a beginner because we are starting over. We are starting from a higher ceiling as well, because now I weigh way more than I did I weigh way more now than I did back in 2020 when I started, and I'm older, and my metabolism's slower, and my kids are more active, because back then we were on lockdown in COVID, and I had all the time in the world to work out. I was working out probably 3-4 hours a day, because I would work out in the morning, in the afternoon, and night, and all those sessions were at least almost 45, maybe 30-45 to an hour long that I did. I don't have that time anymore. So we're gonna talk about how to lose weight, how to maintain your weight loss in a busy lifestyle. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.